built an orangery here, which was initially the idea we had to build a pretty small one. It became pretty big, I have to say. But on the other hand, I think it's beautiful to create possibilities, say, for a tree to grow 4 or 5 meters high. The idea we're having is to use old windows. Those windows we have been collecting all over Sweden, basically. You know, we find them on the internet, the windows. We buy them, we travel through the whole country, collect them, bring them home and start renovating them, basically.
Vad har vi gjort?
That's beautiful.
Vi tar dem där i pilen tror jag, Alina. De där.
Ja.
Det är din tur varje dag. Ja, så att det får bli lite så, du vet. Ja, precis. Ja. Lite där liksom.
Mm.
Bra.
It's a matter of a lot of internet searching for the windows to find those windows you specifically need for this building. When all the windows are collected, I start writing the building and see, okay, let's see, what kind of windows do I need on this side of the house or on that side of the house? It's also important to know where when you put the house on its spot, where does the most sun come in? Where should the biggest windows be? And how can I find these big windows? And once again, the search starts all over again.
Ja, det lär jag göra. Superbra. Ja, visst vet du.
You know, when you're looking for windows secondhand in that way, it's really hard to, have any demands actually about how they're gonna look. You can search for a certain style, of course, and for the ones you think they're beautiful, but in the end, you know, it's impossible to collect all kind of similar windows to one specific house, which makes it, of course, a bit more difficult to build the house, or in this case, the orangery. But on the other hand, it also creates a pretty nice diversity, I think, a more dynamic atmosphere in the building itself. You have to use your imagination. Precis. Längst ner. Ja, precis. Ja, det är exakt. 349 är det. 349. Jättebra.
Höger måste jag. Så bara leta upp höger. Så.
The renovation of the windows is normally a job what I do during the winter. During the winter when life calms down here, and it's really nice to just, you know, spend time by renovating these windows, making them clean again, put them, take parts out of the windows, put new glass in, and make them basically as new again. That's what we do. They're becoming new again. It's been a cold, long winter, and even the spring has been super cold actually. We're in a big development plan of the whole garden and the whole area surrounding the orangery. Ja, det är bra. Growing here in Sweden, in this, we're in the middle part of Sweden, not even that the middle part, we're pretty much in the south of Sweden still. It's a huge country, but it's hard to find the plants you can grow. Say the trees you want to have. Like in this case, we have a beautiful fig tree standing here, which we just planted. It comes from the northern part of Denmark, and it's able to survive, say, -15. Maybe some nights we need to fire up the stove, which in the orangery as well, to keep the temperatures a bit down, because it becomes -20 or -25.
Powy!
Stanna! Upp! Aj, aj, aj. Kom!
Hey, Powy! Hey! Oi!
most of the basically materials we've used in this orangery, in this house, they're old. We just have been renovating them, and we're using once again the beautiful quality of the windows. The windows are in general, I would say, plus 120 years old, pretty old. The quality is still fantastic. The wood that we're using in that time for the windows was spectacular. These days it's almost impossible to find the same kind of quality on the windows, I would say. I've been renovating, collecting and building windows for many years, but it's just amazing to see still the quality of these windows. We found these beautiful, two beautiful windows, not that far away from here actually, in the region. And these beautiful windows I wanted to have in the top of the house. The small glasses, I found beautiful old church glass, green church glass, and I put it into the windows, and it just creates such a beautiful, I would say, in the evening when the sun falls in, or in the morning from the other side, there's always a reflection of the green glass coming into the building. We try to find these small little details that make a building a bit more, in that sense, special for us. The paint I'm using for the windows is linseed oil. Through the generations here, the old schoolhouse and most of the old farms here and old houses in Sweden in general were using linseed oil paint. It's just a fantastic paint for the wood. It puts the perfect amount of oil into the wood. Normally I would use 3 different layers on the windows, and the first layer super thin, just to make sure that the linseed oil is really getting into the wood, you know, and protects the wood for the water, and especially the cold winters here in Sweden. We have super cold temperatures, and there's a big contrast in between the summers and the winters. That means as well that there's a high demand, and the windows are basically tortured in some kind of way by the climate, I would say. So that takes super good paint. It's fun to paint as well with linseed oil. It smells good and it's durable. It's very durable to use. So finally, after quite a struggle, a fun struggle though I have to say, the first room, the orangery part, the growing part, is finished. Some small details still left to do. So the next phase we're going to focus on next week is slowly starting with the living room, the place we're going to hopefully enjoy the evenings and be able to look over the orangery. Is quite some electrical work still has to be done, some carpenting, the walls, insulation, and slowly we're going to make a start there and finish the whole building.